Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another entry into the build battle hosted by Havana Sims. So we have a group of very talented and super friendly simmers who are participating in this challenge, and they are Ashuria, Carrie Plays, Bree Simulated, B-Ray Sunny, Maple Simmer, Simaginative, myself, and of course, Havana Sims. So for this challenge, we are renovating the Salty Paws Saloon. Now this is one of my favorite community lots in Brindleton Bay, and I've only renovated it one time before. I actually turned it into Bob's Burgers, which was a lot of fun. I will have that linked if you guys want to check that out. But for today's challenge, we are renovating this bar for someone who has recently taken over the establishment. So the rules say, the current manager at Salty Paws Saloon has decided to retire and have his son manage it in his place. His son, who has come back from vacationing in Sulani, has decided to bring the island flair to Brindleton Bay. He has asked for our help in throwing out the fish-stained patio furniture and bringing in some tiki torches and flavor. So what he needs, we must keep the shape of the original build, but we can add, remove, change the windows, doors, fences, gates, landscaping, and the stairs. We also have to give it a new name, and there must be an office for the new manager. So those are the rules, not too complicated, but a lot of fun. So this is, you know what, actually when I started this, I took a really long time to figure out what I wanted this to look like, because I honestly had no idea. It was kind of tricky to figure out how I wanted this build to represent the island flair. And I wanted it to be fun though. Like I wanted it to be a place that your Sims would go and it would be like the go-to party place in town because it's just a lot of fun. It's where everybody hangs out. So I tried to bring that vibe into this build. So I wanted it to be a little bit creative with it and make it bright and colorful. So I put a lot of colors on the outside. Well, I wanted to make the exterior like multicolored, but I really struggled with finding the perfect colors or what I felt was gonna look the best for this build. So I did go through and change this so many times, and I think the final changes didn't make it into this video. Actually, I think I changed it up just a little bit after the fact, but you will see all of the changes in the screenshots at the very end if you're interested in that. So I did primarily use most of the items from the Island Living Pack. I think I used some items from the University Pack, and there were other packs thrown in here and there, but the majority of the items used were from Island Living. So I thought it was kind of funny to be making this island themed build in Brindleton Bay because it doesn't really like fit in with the world around it, but I think that's like the idea of it. You want to be transported or, you know, taken away to a different spot. Like you can get that island vacation feel in your hometown. So I think maybe that's what the manager was going for. So in this build, I just kept it more like a quaint, cozy bar, maybe a place that the locals frequent. But if you're visiting Brindleton Bay, you're definitely going to hear about this place. So I did put a lot of plants around the exterior that are from the beautiful island of Sulani, just to give it a kind of green feel. And then I did find some of those palm trees with the lights that are strung around them in the debug catalog, which I thought were super cute and were perfect to put on the exterior. And I think I shrunk some down and put them on the inside too in the entryway, just to kind of make it pop and give it a little bit of sparkle, because who doesn't like a little bit of sparkle? So primarily it's just a bar. There is I think a television if your Sims want to watch some TV, but it is kind of hidden behind the bar. And then there's also a jukebox so your Sims can listen to music and maybe even dance if they like to, but they're basically going to be getting their drink on. It's a bar, but it's a cool bar. It's a place that you want to kind of sit down and hang out. So I did place some tables around the main area of the bar that your Sims would kind of sit down, chat, and hang out. And I was playing around with the colors. I was originally going for like darker colors with the chairs. I wasn't finding exactly what I wanted. I think originally I went for like a dark red or like a maroon color, but then I just felt like it was too dark, so I switched it up. I think I originally had the Island Living island counters in there also, and I removed those and I replaced it with the bright colors that came with the University, the orange and the yellow, for the tables, for some seating that were against the walls. And then I switched out the chairs on the dining tables as well to be like orange and yellow. So I just wanted it to be cheerful and bright. And then I was just looking for other things to kind of place around the bar just to give it a lot of personality. So I went for some fairy lights just for a little extra drama. And then I originally did have a lot of greenery inside, but then I thought if it's an island themed bar, you would probably want to have some type of like leafy type of things in there to give it that breezy kind of feel. So I went back through and I put some more plants. I put I think they're from Jungle Adventures, like the hanging plants that you can hang on the side of buildings that are really big, lush, and green. I put those on the inside and I put some around the outside of the build as well. And then I put some fans in there. So the idea was if you have the fans on, you'd get that island breeze blowing, which would be really cool. And then all of the windows are from Island Living as well, and they're all open. So you do get that breezy feeling. Now, being that this is in Brindleton Bay, like literally on the bay, I don't think you're gonna get that fresh island air smell coming through there. It might still have a little bit of that fishy smell, but there's not really anything we can do about that other than just make it look pretty so you can pretend that you're not actually smelling the fish that are being caught at the pier. So yeah, but it was fun. In the entryway, I did use like one of the awnings that came with Island Living. I thought that was pretty cool to give it a bit of a dramatic entrance when you walk in. So there's some plants, there's the palm trees are over there, and then you have that kind of grand awning. So when you walk in, you feel like you're walking into someplace pretty special. So it's not a huge bar, so it's going to be pretty intimate and it's going to fill up fast. So you want to make sure your Sims get there pretty early. There is a kitchen in this if your Sims want to make their own food, and I guess you could probably turn this into a restaurant if you wanted to. You'd only have to add like a chef station, which would be easy to swap out some of the counters in the kitchen and put in a chef station. And then you would just need like the waiter station and then the, what is that thing called? Where they put the dirty dishes, one of those. And then voila, you have a restaurant, which would be kind of cool. I actually might end up doing that for myself because I like to have restaurant bar combos. I really wish that we could have multifunction lots in The Sims. That is definitely on my wish list. To the Sim gods, if you're listening, that would be amazing. But anyway, so on the outside, because we couldn't change the exterior of the build, we had to keep its original shape. I thought it would be kind of cool to have a walk-up counter for your Sims if they didn't want to go inside the bar and they just wanted to order a quick drink because they were walking on the pier, or if they wanted to grab like some light bites from some bar food, they could just walk up and kind of sit at the counter right by the window and have a drink and some snacks, which I thought was kind of fun. So now the outside patio area where Sims normally would go to like sit down and chat and have their drinks, I thought it would be fun to turn this into like a little kind of like an island oasis within this build. So it basically just has the idea of what this bar would be like near the ocean. So I wanted to put a pool in to bring in that water feel from being on an island, even though Brindleton Bay is in the bay, so there's water everywhere. It just doesn't have the same feel as like an island would. So I wanted to bring a little bit of a different feel to that. So I did add a little pool in that area and some seating, and like, I think there's a drink tray out there. So if your Sims wanted to make their own drinks, they could do that, and you could sit around, enjoy the water, and then hop out, go inside to the bar, do some dancing or something to that effect. I thought that was really, really cool. I really like that idea. So on the second story of this build is where the manager's office is and the bathrooms. So the bathrooms, pretty standard. I mean, there's nothing super exciting about them. I do really like the way it looks. I really like the wood paneling that came with Island Living. I actually kind of forgot about these items. They're not something that I normally use, just because it's kind of a specific kind of flavor to them, so they don't really mesh well with the builds that I normally do, because I usually make family homes, like traditional suburban homes, and sometimes it's kind of hard to blend in items from like specific packs like vampires or Island Living into the types of builds that I normally do. So that's one of the reasons why I like doing these challenges, is because it gets you out of your comfort zone and it gets you to use items that you don't normally use, and to be more creative and think outside of the box and come up with things that you may not have just building on your own. So just 3 stalls in the bathroom, some mirrors, some more plants, that kind of feel to it. Pretty basic, but your Sims definitely need a place to go to the bathroom if they've been drinking. Once you break the seal, that's kind of a wrap for the night. So moving on to the manager's office, this room, I wanted it to feel very warm and have kind of a professional feeling, but still with a tinge of the island flair. So I did use the wallpaper that we got in a free update a long time ago. I think it was like a Caribbean update with the banana leaves on it, and I absolutely love this wallpaper, and I struggle to use it in builds all the time. I never can seem to make it work. I see other people use this wallpaper and it always looks amazing, and I'm always so jealous because I struggle with it and I love it, but I did get to use it this time. I think it worked perfectly in this build. It just gave it a little bit of more organic feel to this room that's pretty much on the brown side, but then you have that pop of green and the pops of yellow and orange in the sofa that's in there that just kind of pull it all together. So I was really excited about using that. So that is pretty much the build in a nutshell, you guys. So if you are wanting to participate in this challenge with us, you can by voting for your favorite build. So I will have a link in the description down below that will take you to a voting form. And once you've watched all of the other very talented Simmers builds, you can vote for whoever you feel did the best renovation for the Salty Paws Saloon. Oh, I forgot, we were supposed to rename it, and I renamed mine the Leilani Shores Bar. I think that was the final name that I came up with. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, you guys. If you want to vote, the link is in the description down below, like I said. There's also a link in the description for this build if you want to download it for your game. It's also currently on the gallery if you want to grab it that way. I am Bubblyzen on the gallery as well. And you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this build battle hosted by Havana Sims. Thank you very much, Havana Sims, for having me. I always have a lot of fun doing these. And thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.